Auf die 10.
Hallo. So. Ich habe 3 verstanden.
Na, 2.
Was dachte ich, habe die Nummern gehabt.
Weißt du die Nummer noch?
Na?
777. Jetzt merkst du so langsam.
Mein Onwert, eher nicht, oder?
6, 5, 6.
Ja, früher schon.
3, 2, 4.
Dankeschön.
Okay, Gentlemen. 53. Okay, you will be the first today. Okay.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
Hier noch einmal im Stadion zu einem weiteren Wettkampf. Hallo an alle Fahrer, wir machen Streamradio, wir spielen einen Song doppelt, weil wir noch oben so
Der führt das Letzte an. Ganz oben mit der 23 in der Schöpfer.
In der 14 sehen wir den Schweden Martin Concilioma. Alle jetzt im lockeren Laufschritt. Es ist kälter als die Tage zuvor. Bataillon in Gelb, in Rot sehen wir da Madrid, auch jetzt im lockeren Laufschritt. Ebenso Benedikt Doll mit der 2. Philipp Horn ist da. Antonin Kulina zieht ins Stadion ein. Philipp Navrat kommt. einen spannenden Zweikampf bei so einem Verfolgungsrennen gibt. 7 Sekunden ist der Biathlon dahinter den Ruhpolding. Der nächste dann 32 und 34 Sekunden. Da kann sich ein Feld mal schnell zusammenschieben. Es kann aber auch durchaus sein, dass wenn Ruhpolding dieses Rennen wieder von vorne weg macht und keinen da hinten hinlässt. 3 hat er ja schon gewonnen in diesem Jahr. Das haben wir gefällt. Ruhpolding mit 1, jawohl, in Gelb. Schön für Ruh. Das Trikot. Den Johnny lässt schon wenn da ja auch sitzt. Mit der 3 anderen Smolski.
A 7-second advantage for the yellow and red bib. Fiormaillet leading the overall, leading the pursuit, and trying to notch up his 3rd victory in succession. He could get 3 pursuits in a row. Martin Fourcade and Uliana Bjorndalen are the only ones to have won 4. Actually, he's got 3 already, so he's trying to make it 4 in a row. Benny Doll is the man trying to deny him. He went from 6th to 3rd in the Olympics, so maybe he can do something, but only got his first clear shoot the other day. Anton Smolski starting number 3, ranked 10 in the world, only the 2nd podium that he's ever had, and Smolski going at 32 seconds. The countdown has started and the Belarusian is underway. Strolia follows him out. Sapala goes for Finland. Eric Lesser of Germany going number 6. Then Pictrushny, Perrault of France, who had a brilliant sprint, wasn't quite so hot in the relay yesterday. Couture goes for France 9. Burkhalter, PB in the sprint for Switzerland. He starts number 10. Brilliant effort from him. Anderson of Norway is underway. Simoneda goes for Austria. And then the first of the Swedes is Martin Ponsaloma, followed by Bjørntegard and Hoffer, Zimbal, and then Seb Samuelson starting number 18. And all these men have got to hope that those up front make mistakes. And I don't know what Loganov's doing down there at 32, Mike.
Yes, considering that he won the sprint race in Oberhof, he finished, what, 3rd or 4th in the pursuit last weekend, but not so strong this week.
Well, it is quite a tightly packed field, only 150 apart. Are we going to have a little bit of congestion on the range? I can't think of a time that it's ever happened. The top 30 only 1 minute 18 apart. That should give the leaders plenty of time to get in and out. So I don't think we're going to have any problems.
Yes, the second half of the field is slightly more tight, Patrick. Position 30 to 60. Only 32 seconds separating that massive athlete, so you never know, there might be some tangle on the range.
Well, Fiormaillet seems to have gone off very hard. Benny Doll certainly looks to be more than 7 seconds behind.
I think that Fiormaillet, he's such a good chaser. It seems to take the pressure off. He just goes through his routines without thinking. And I feel this might be a little, it's new territory for the first time this season, having 59 athletes chasing him.
Well, have a look at Fiormaillet's technique when you next see him. It looks a little bit scrappy, but he puts so much pressure down the foot. He follows through with the plantation of the foot, the or the plantar flexion of the foot, I should say, and it gives him that extra little bit of drive, but it does sort of send the ski off at strange angles as we watch Smolski being followed by Strolia. Strolia now 29, so close to the medals in the sprint event, only 2 seconds outside what would have been his first ever podium. That was a shame, but good to see Smolski up there as well. Sapala, Mike, has done enough to get himself qualified for the Olympics.
Yes, he has, and what a season he's having. I think we predicted at the end of last season that every race he seemed to mature, and that has also been the case this season. He's 5th in the sprint race in his maybe the top 10 this season.
Yeah, Ponsaloma is flying. He's taking Dominic Vindish with him. Vindish, you never really get to see his face because he spends most of the time looking at his knees as he's skiing. But that's really just because he's working so hard. Samuelson was in that group as well. 25 going through is Campbell Wright. What a moment for Campbell Wright of New Zealand, right in the mix of the World Cup action.
Yes, and at 19-year-old and from the Southern Hemisphere, it's not easy, but what a real talent he is. He showed that in Lucerne at the Youth Olympic Games. He finished 4th in the 7.5 kilometer sprint, so he really has good credentials, and he shoots so well for a young athlete.
Yeah, there's a cross-country ski resort not far from where he lives, just up above Wanaka, just up the road. What, about 30-35 minutes by the time you've driven up the mountainside to get high enough. The Snow Farm, isn't it? Used to be run by Mary Lee. I don't know if she's still in charge, but all those there will be watching Campbell with eager eyes today, hoping that he can improve his position. He's unlikely to get to have a shot at the guys in front. The pace out the front is stiff, and Phil Maillet extending his lead by 2.5 seconds. Eric Lesser wisely tucking in behind Sapala.
Yes, Eric said he felt a little tired on the mass start, the relay mass start yesterday, especially on the 3rd lap, so he's maybe playing cautious on the 1st lap again today.
Simon Detieux going through, what did he do? 2nd to 5th in the World Championships, having taken the silver in the sprint, dropped outside the podium positions, missing 1 on his last shoot, which seems to be his habit. He actually went 0.001 in Hochfilzen as well, but on that occasion he went from 24th all the way up to 4th, which an indication that his ski form this season is better than it was last year. So in come the leaders. Shoot number 1, 2.5 kilometers already completed. The wind, well, there's more than we had in the previous 4 days of competition. It's a bit blustery, Mike.
It is, and only 2 of the best 60 women today hitting the perfect score, an indication for the men. The wind has died now, it's completely flat wind.
Yeah, Phil Maillet, 86% hit in the prone, even better in the stand at 92. Well, there's the first miss in the prone and a chance for Benny Doll to take the lead. He'd rather it was the 4th shoot that he took the lead, not the first one, but he's going to do it, and he will be at least 15 seconds, probably closer to 22, 23, ahead of Phil Maillet. So Germany out in front, and were the crowd here, they would be going ballistic.
That is such good news for Benny Doll. His prone shooting has been good. Phil Maillet, is he feeling the pressure leading out? Maybe he is.
Make your mistakes early. Strolia has taken his time. Oh, he broke his position almost before he let that one go, and misses the last shot. Smolski with 1 miss. Sapala and Lesser both go clear. They're going to move up at least 2 places.
Look at the athletes overlapping, Patrick. It's a very busy range. There's going to be a tango here. They're putting the hands up. They may be given time back.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Well, we raised the issue. I had a look at the timings. I didn't think it was going to happen, but as you mentioned, Mike, in the middle of the pack, they were so tightly grouped that I guess in the end it was inevitable. Difficult job for the officials. We had time given back in the relay yesterday to the Norwegians. There are going to be 1 or 2 claiming it here today.
Yes, and it does make me think right now possibly the tightness of the fields, the men and the women's field, maybe we need 40 lanes in international biathlon competition.
Well, you better be digging into your pockets to expand these ranges. That would not be a cheap operation. Here at Ruhpolding, Mike, it's always the main issue, simply because the times between the best and the worst are much smaller here in Ruhpolding, an indication that the skiing is easier.
It is, and the track, the flat section of the track, very easy to stay with faster skiers. Smolski adjusting, he missed over at 9 o'clock on the left side of his target. That's better.
Well, he may get some information, all those shots going low from Smolski. The first one low left, or in fact, it was left, wasn't it, as Mike said, at 9 o'clock. But I'd be surprised if he doesn't adjust again when he comes in. Great shooting from Benny Doll, no problem for him. Eric Lesser for Germany. So, Germany started second. They've taken the lead with Benny Doll. Christian Gau, Mike, the fastest through the range on that last shoot. Benny Doll was quick as well, just 45 seconds there or thereabouts. They tend to be a little bit quicker in the stand, simply because you don't have to get down and back up again. So we'll be looking at sub 40 seconds for the fastest through the range on that occasion. Margin between first and fourth, it's quite substantial, 38 seconds now.
That is substantial. What on Dominic Vindish from 13th to 5th. He really is looking sharp. All his movements on his skis are efficient and very, very dynamic.
So the big movers, Fabian Cloud, Mike's gone from 37 to 10 in one shoot. That is unbelievable. 27 positions. And Philip Norath of Germany has gained 20 places on that first lap, going from 41 all the way up to 21, only a minute behind now. Well, here is your race leader. It's Benny Doll of Germany. 10.6 seconds he's had at the last split at 3.6. He was 15, so he's lost 5 seconds to Phil Maillet, who's had to turn it up. Very, very different styles and techniques. Phil Maillet so fluent.
It is such an efficient movement there, getting all the force through the arms. At the same moment of that explosiveness that you mentioned from his lower leg. Lovely technique, and he really is closing down.
Well, Phil Maillet obviously trying to get the pressure straight back onto the German Mike. That will be interesting whether he can control the prone shoot this time round. Lesser now at 36. After the shoot, he came out at 38. Sapala just behind him at 37. Dominic Vindish leading this group of chasers. Over on the far side, number 32, Loganov's had a good day so far, going clear on that first shoot. And just when athletes move up, some move down. Detieu has gone from 9 to 16. Pigdrushny, Mike's gone from 7 to 29.
That's a negative start, but yes, if you're going to miss, far better doing it first time in. You give yourself a chance to feel good about passing people.
Well, Benny Doll has not been in this situation for a long, long time. Not since he won the sprint event at the World Championships back in 2017. Now, testing your knowledge, Mike, where did he finish in the pursuit the following day?
Oh, that's a good test of my memory. Was it 7th? The way Benny Doll leaves the ski poles, Patrick, look how far they're sticking out. He puts them right behind him, and if Phil Maillet were to come out earlier, often they can clip those poles.
It's not going to happen, though. Not if he downs this one, and he does. Lovely. 5 out of 5. Mark Kirchner likes it. He'll be as nervous as the athlete himself. Been a while since Germany, they've had a win this year with Kern, but Fiormaillet keeps the pressure on, and the best in the standing shoot out of those two is definitely the Frenchman. Lesser.
Yes.
Doubling Germany's chances.
The skiing was a little faster on the second 2.5 kilometer rotation.
.35 behind Lesser coming in. It's going to be a similar margin. He's got some 50 meters to go before the clock will stop. Fabien Cloud of France, he's had a good day so far. Can he make it 5 out of 5? Samuelson has, Loganov has, Svetkov, Strolia all get 5 out of 5. So there's a big group between 35 seconds and a minute, so very competitive for the minor places at the moment. But Benny Doll still with 10 seconds to play with. Fiormaillet in second place, Lesser at 36, and then we have all the way down to 12th position within a minute of the race leader, and lots of unusual names. Zobel is in there, Sapala doing well again, Pep Femling of Sweden in 10th position, Strolia from Lithuania in 7, and Simoneda's had a 10 out of 10 so far. He is in 6th position, just 48 seconds back. And Campbell Wright of New Zealand on the range again. That's 4 out of 4. 5 out of 5 for the New Zealander. There are no excuses for missing here, Mike, in these conditions.
Well, it does look easy when the wind isn't having that influence, but the intensity that they're coming in, there he is, there's Campbell Wright. Another fabulous performance, 31st.
That's pretty solid shooting from Benny Doll. Fiormaillet solid as ever. There is a chance the lead will be changing before the next shoot, but if Benny Doll can keep Fiormaillet pushing at the pace he is, there is a chance that even he won't be able to cope with the standing shoot. Two shoots completed then. It is Benny Doll who leads. Pep Femling very quick through the range. So is Martin Ponsaloma, the two Swedes at 45 seconds. They've done well to close the gap on the race leaders. Best improver in the leading group. Well, we've got Loganov, who has gone from 32nd all the way up to 5th. But Fabien Cloud, who we mentioned before, 37 to 6, so 31 places gained, no targets missed so far. If he can keep that clean, he could possibly be heading for the podium.
Quite amazing. Pep Femling, who cross-fired yesterday in the relay, that's much better today, 29th up to 10, no targets missed yet.
Jacquelin hasn't had a name check so far, partly because he had such a poor sprint, 53. Not sure what that's all about. I think he's unhappy, Mike, because with every bad result he has, his chances of winning the overall are getting slimmer and slimmer. He can ill afford a really bad day. Although, a reminder, at the end of the season, after the 22 races, your 3 worst races are taken off the score sheet.
They are. I didn't see what happened to Jacquelin there. He's only missed 2 out of 10, so he has moved up from 53 to 44. You're not allowed to talk to your coach, but I think clearly maybe it was the traffic jam on the range that he was annoyed about.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance that he was involved in that. Another very good reason for doing well in the sprint on the previous race.
It looks like Fiormaillet is going to catch up with Benny Doll before they actually make or touch the firing point.
Yeah, he's more than halved the gap between them since they left the range area. 18, of course, Seb Samuelsson skied the first lap very hard. Samuelsson, be interesting to see what he can do if he gets in the mix for later on in the race. He's got himself up into 5th position, so he's done exceptionally well, having started 18th. Sapala started 5 down to 10. Strolia started 4 down to 9. And Anton Smolski, slightly surprisingly, 3rd down to 16th, having missed 2 in the prone. But we are now preparing for chute number 3, first in the stand position, and Benny Doll is up against France's Fillon-Maillet. Fillon-Maillet with a 92% hit rate, Benny Doll at 81. Benny Doll getting his first clear chute of the season in the sprint. So far today, he's hit 10 out of 10. Little bit of breeze. Pretty much even Stevens, but it's Fillon-Maillet who's rattling through the targets. He's got 4 down, he's going back into the front. Just as you expect from the Frenchman, his standing shooting in the pursuits has been quite outstanding.
Benny Doll was trying to keep the rifle steady, holding his breath for that last shot. He needed air. Sadly, it's cost him another penalty.
Well, at least it's only 1. But second place is up for grabs. Lesser, Loginov, Samuelsson, Svetkov, Cloud, Ada, Strolia. Loginov missing shot number 1. So Lesser with 5. Samuelsson matches him, so the Swedes are in with a chance. Ada and Strolia both shooting very fast. Nice to see Ada back to the fast shooting technique. Svetkov goes 5 with 5. The pressure is still on Mike, but with 1 shoot remaining, Fillon-Maillet now 36 seconds clear. He can afford a miss, and we saw him in the mass start in Annecy before Christmas. He knows how to cope with the last shoot.
He does. I'm so impressed with Strolia. He started 4th, he's still in 4th. And, well, that result 2 days ago was a Lithuanian record. I would love to see him on the podium today.
Well, Benny Doll, actually 2 penalty loops, not 1. So he has dropped all the way down into 7th position. And Eric Lesser is now the leading German. He's up into 2nd place, 36 seconds behind. Let's see where they went.
Oh, big tremble, a big delayed reaction.
Yeah, both the misses going left. And you know, Fillon-Maillet's rifle looks so steady, doesn't it, Mike? He just believes they're going to go down.
There's no movement. When he recocks his rifle, he doesn't have to wait. It's straight back, ready to pull the trigger again, practically.
The Women's World Cup leader won this morning in their pursuit. It looks as though it may be a similar result in the men's. Fillon-Maillet, 72 points clear at the start of today. He's 73 clear of Samuelsson. Samuelsson keeping the pressure on, has got himself up into 3rd. He's in a battle with Strolia and Ada. As far as clear shoots go, Lesser hasn't missed yet. Simon Ada hasn't missed. Svetkov, Zobel, David Zobel, what a good week he's having. He's gone from 24 to 12, and the German youngster only 1 minute and 4 off the race leaders.
Yes, and he's now placed as 3rd German, not that far in terms of time behind Benny Doll.
Well, Benny Doll trying to make up for those misses. He is working desperately hard on this loop. The podium just up ahead of him. Eric Lesser is there. Samuelsson is there. I think the fact that Lesser is ahead of Benny Doll, Mike, perhaps a little bit more of a carrot for Benny Doll.
Yes, and maybe in a sense taking the pressure off. Look at Loginov. I love the way he dances up the steep climbs. Loginov is still on a good day. 8th position.
39, Jakub Fak, another man who has a very dynamic, light-footed technique. Florent Cloud of racing for Belgium, just going through. Number 20, of course, is Roman Rees, comes from Hofsgrund, which is right on the border. It's one of those places where, you know, a step to the left, step to the right, and you're in different countries. Right on the border of France and Switzerland. Beautiful area.
It's becoming so normal, isn't it, for Fillon-Maillet to be at the front in pursuit competition. Slightly easier starting first today, but it doesn't come without pressure.
Well, if he does win this, he joins a very, very elite group, Mike. As I mentioned earlier, Martin Fourcade, Ole Einar Bjorndalen, the only two men to have won 4 successive pursuits in their careers. Fillon-Maillet will be delighted to be in with them. He was second here, what was it, back in 2020 to Fourcade on that occasion. But as you said earlier on, really the amazing statistic is that he has now hit 44 out of 45 in the stand position in pursuits.
Yes, it's quite amazing. And the World Championships here, Martin Fourcade started first. He missed 4 targets, but still won the pursuit competition back then, 10 years ago.
Well, here are the opposition. Eric Lesser gets a meagre cheer from the fans, the few fans that have made their way through the woods, refusing to be kept out of the action here. We would have 20,000 in the stands. We'd have another, what, 6,000, 7,000 out on the tracks. But as you can see for yourself, it is empty. That may be an advantage for Fillon-Maillet. Well, there is that first miss. We were not expecting that.
See the wind flag, it has picked up the wind.
Wow, well, he's done well. He's done well to get it down. Samuelsson might fancy his chances, but it's going to have to be quick. Who is going to take the risk, Mike? You know, both of the athletes behind have a lot to lose. They may be thinking, I'd rather defend my podium slot than chase first.
I agree, and they know how fast this man skis, so it's unlikely, even with 5 fast hits, that they could stay with him or pass him.
Yeah, so Samuelsson, the quicker of the 2 skiers, has thrown one wide, and again. So, Lesser has missed, Dole has missed twice. It's panic mode. The race is over in terms of the win because Fillon-Maillet is out in 25.48. No one can match that. No one can get within 25 seconds, I don't think. Strolia could be the first Lithuanian ever to get a podium. He's got long enough to contend with. Is Smolski going to go clear and get himself back up? He does. Smolski's got a chance now. Having been on the podium in the sprint, he's got some skiing to do, but he does have a chance, and the fact that he's chasing Strolia might give him extra motivation. 40 seconds behind. He's 10 seconds off the silver medal. Lesser is there. Oh my goodness, Strolia is going to have the ski of his life to hang on to a top 3.
The risk and the pressure grows and grows in this race. I love this race. You have to be in control, and I thought Samuelsson would be, and then he went and missed 2.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Mike, because if Strolia skis the way out too hard, he's going to struggle to get back to the stadium at all. I think his best bet is to be a little bit patient.
Incredible day for Strolia, and he's a very good cross-country skier. He did, what, 2-3 World Championships in cross-country skiing and an Olympics before he thought, I need to try out this amazing sport of biathlon.
Well, you can see the gaps for yourself just behind him, and He was 4 seconds clear of Loginov, who is closing. Smolski has got a little bit closer. Lesser has got a little bit closer. It's going to be a very, very nervous time for the Lithuanian team. He's still out there in front. I wonder whether he should let Loginov go through and try and feed off the strength of the Russian.
I think that would be a good strategy, then try and take him. And it's quite amazing, Lithuania, in terms of backup, they're such a tiny team in relation to all these top 10 athletes who have a massive team behind them.
Yeah, and it is a very partisan crowd here in Ruhpolding when we have them, but I think every single one of them would rise to the efforts of Strelier, hoping that he could do something special. We've got a few impressive rage times. Jacquelin producing the quickest time, 37 seconds in the stand. Well, there's Loginov going through. That could be Strelier's ticket to a podium finish. He's now just got to tuck in behind the Russian and hope that Smolski can't catch them. Oh, but this first little climb, and it's Anton Smolski who's coming through, Mike. I think the dream of a podium is ending right now.
And Strelier, he's put so much effort into those first 4 rotations of 2.5. I don't think his skis are gliding as fast as those around him, and that's a real pity.
Quick shot of Jakov Fak. Jako's done really well, 39th to 8th, so 31 places gained for him. But in fact, he was in 7th last time I saw, so we'll get another. Yes, he's gone up into 7th, 48 seconds behind. Good race from him. Samuelson with misses on that last shoot, 2 misses in the stand. Suddenly finds himself back down into 8th. David Zobel of Germany, brilliant race from him. And we have 3 Germans in the top 10 after having such a lean season so far.
Loginov won't be expecting this attack from Smolski. He's aware of it now, but he needs to keep his pace strong.
Yeah, 3 seconds at the last split. When they came out of the range, Loginov was 6 seconds ahead. So Smolski's gained a bit. He's still got a bit of work to do, but the work rate is still high from the Belarus athlete. This man is having a country stroll. Not quite as easy as Roysland found it this morning in the women's race, but they will not catch Phil Maillet from here. 11.7 completed, another 800 metres to go, and Loginov lights the fuse in his attempt to stay in 2nd place.
Dichu, I'm so happy that his season is improving. He needs this, he needs the confidence. He wasn't included in the relay, but he probably will be next time.
10 seconds to gain a place. I'm not sure that's going to happen. He's really just trying to stay ahead of Eric Lesser, who's been on the charge throughout this lap. Lesser came out 41, so he's gained 4 seconds on Phil Maillet, but it's all smiles for the Frenchman. 5 pursuits. He will have won 4 of them. He's doing to the men's pursuit what Tyrrell Eckhoff did to the women's last year and what Roysland is doing to the women's this year. Totally dominant. He is icy cool when it comes to that last standing shoot.
It's so important, that last pressure shoot. He did miss one, but he's got the strength. He buys himself that safety zone of 20-odd seconds.
No one going clear today in the men's race. Loginov, one of those that's hit 19 out of 20. Strelier has hit 19 out of 20. 18 out of 20 for Phil Maillet to wrap up victory number 5 for the season, and he stays in yellow. He confirms that he could be in yellow for the rest of the season if he keeps going like he is at the moment. Brilliant race from Loginov. What a comeback for Loginov, really, Mike. 32nd to 2nd, 30 places gained. That's sensational effort from him. Smolski, good fight on that last loop to overtake Strelier, and Strelier in the end pushed down into 5th place behind Desieux. But he shows he can do it, and I guess the Lithuanians will be thinking an Olympic medal is a possibility, not a pipe dream.
They will, and you know, maybe there'll be some more money thrown at back up, getting the best possible glide factor under your skis. It is so important.
Samuelsson from 18th up to 7th. Jakob Fack from 39 to 8th. Excellent work from him. And quite a few of those coming from the back of the pack. 39th position. He started 1:22 behind, which in their terms is, what, some 450 meters. Bit of a race between the Russians, Italians, and well, the Russians and the Italians. Bormolini there, finishing in 17th place, just ahead of Pep Femling, who came up and down, bit of a yo-yo race for him. Emilien Jacquelin, second place in the World Cup at the start of today, finishes 20, so losing significant ground, only gets 21 points, so 39 points lost in the race for the Crystal Globe. There are your top three. Fiormaillet in the middle, Loganov on the left, Smolsky on the right. Campbell Wright just outside the top 30, but he gets himself some more World Cup points. He will have enjoyed that. Just have a look, see how his shooting went. He only missed 2, Mike. 18 hits.
Yeah, that's excellent today. The best shot today, only missed 1, so he's up there at the very sharp end of the best shooters in the sport of biathlon. He should be proud of that, and I hope he still gets a chance for the Olympics. He finds out today, and maybe his 25th position was good enough in the sprint competition.
Yeah, well, he's beaten all the Canadians. Not sure we had any Americans racing today. We did. We had Sean Doherty racing. He's beaten all the Canadians, all the Americans. And so Campbell Wright has done himself and New Zealand proud over this week in particular. Slightly concerned, Mike, about Ponsaloma of Sweden. Of course, a gold medal at the World Championships last year. He missed 6.
That is concerning when you have the Olympics, what, just over 2 weeks away, and you're not able to hit targets on a regular basis, as he should be able to, being the reigning sprint world champion. And there's some time adjustments. That's from athletes who are roadblocked, if you like, trying to get into the shooting match, so they'll get a little time back.
Yeah, someone's on the ball to achieve that. More phone calls for Fiormaillet. The French are getting used to this. Almost a decade of Martin Fourcade winning everything, and now it's Fiormaillet's turn to dominate world biathlon. After the success of the Norwegians last year, Mike, particularly with Johannes Tingis and Leigrid, this is very, very sweet for the French, and obviously a little bit of a concern for the Norwegians.
I think it is. The French team is just so strong, and Jacquelin, yes, he started way back in, what, 53rd position, but he's so strong, he's so competitive, he fought his way back up into, what, 20th place, so it is a deeply strong French team.
Oscar Brandt started at the back of the pack, almost 2 minutes off the pace. But as we said earlier on, only 150 between 1st and 60th at the start of today's race. I don't know what happened to Cheng Fangming. It must have been the shooting, which has been his trump card so far this year. Still haven't seen how many missed. We'll pick that up in just a moment's time. I think he's missed 8. He's missed 8.
Oh, that's a painful day. 8 penalty laps. Not a good day on the range.
Yeah, an extra 1,200 meters. Ill-advised. And his teammate missing 6, but of all the nations, they've got the least experience of the pursuits and the mass start, so it's a learning game. Well, another cracking race to finish off. We of course head to Antolz next week, 4 days of racing there. Well, I wonder how Germany feel, Mike. Lesser didn't have the strength in the end to claim a podium spot down in 6th, and Benny Doll not even in the top 10, having missed a total of 4 rounds. The standing shooting again letting Benny Doll down. Remember, he had the lead at the halfway stage. There he is in 11th position, 49 seconds behind. Simonada started so well, but then 2 misses on that last shoot cost him a chance of getting up into the top 5.
Yes, he went for the risk. He went for the high-paced shooting, and it comes with high risk, and that's a shame. He's been twice round the penalty lap. I think the German team will be happy. There's 4 German athletes in the top 15. I'm thinking of the relay and the Olympics. They will be feeling very good about that potential medal.
Or better.
Yeah.
They've got Norway, they've got Russia, they've got France, they've got Sweden to contend with. Sweden, you know, pretty strong, although they didn't have the strength in depth today. Ponsiluoma really letting them down. Samuelsson was solid, finished in 7th. Other nations, Finland, one-man band at the moment, or will Sapala have anyone to support him?
Yes, it's a growing team. He does have Hidon Salo, who's had a 10th position this season, so the team is growing around him. Once you've got one strong player, he pulls more athletes with him.
Yeah, and Austria, who in the past have always been able to spring a surprise in the relays. They've won a relay here in the past, but Simonada is really the oldest. He's the only one doing the job at the moment. They desperately need Julian Eberhardt back to his best form, but he's been plagued by injury and illness. Hopefully he can get something together before the Olympics, as he did 4 years ago.
Amazing. Fio Maye, 97 points clear at the top of the world standing.
Canton, congratulations, another win in the pursuit. But it wasn't that easy this time. Can you tell us this competition?
It's not easy. It's quite hard today. You know, it looks like an individual race. Yeah, I saw a little bit dull sometimes on the ski and the shooting, but after I ski all the race alone, and it's quite hard on the ski. But yes, I try to stay focused on the shooting, and finally, again, I win. I'm very, very happy.
You said it feels like a superpower, this bib. Was it the same today?
Yeah, a new color, a new one new color on the bib. But yeah, it's very, very good because I keep the good feeling with this bib. Not too much pressure, and that's perfect.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the award ceremony of the BMW IBU World Cup Biathlon 2022 in Ruhpolding. Pursuit man. Third place, dritter Platz, Anton Smolski, Belarus. The president of the IBU, and Arthur Auenhammer, and Stefan Mayer, member of the German Parliament and member in the Sports Committee, congratulate the winners. Second place, zweiter Platz, Alexander Loginov, Russia. First place, Premier Place, Quentin Fillon-Maillet, France. Fourth place, vierter Platz, Simon Détieux, France. Fünfter Platz, fifth place, Vitauta Strolia, Lithuania. And sixth place, sechster Platz, Erik Lesser, Deutschland. Quentin Fillon-Maillet, Alexander Loginov, Anton Smolski, Simon Détieux, Vitauta Strolia und Erik Lesser. Thank you, gentlemen. See you next year.